Hey, fellow problem solvers, Colfax Math here. I haven't done very many live videos before, but I thought I'd give this a try, just trying to figure out the system. Hopefully everybody could hear me okay. If you just want to type in your problems, I'll go ahead and answer them on here. Let's see. How to add fractions with dissimilar denominators. I'll go ahead and put a problem up here. Oops, let me close this. So let's say if I had instead 3/4 plus 2/3, the way I add these fractions together, the way I add all fractions, is I have to have a common denominator. So I'm looking for what both the 4 and the 3 will go into. That number is 12. To get 4 to a 12, I have to multiply it by 3. If I multiply that by 3, it's going to change the value. So I have to multiply by 3 over 3. I'm multiplying by 1 doesn't change the value at all now. To get from 3 to a 12, I'm going to multiply this by a 4 over a 4. That's going to give me the 12 on the bottom. The 4 over 4 is going to keep it multiplying by 1, so it doesn't change the value of it. Now my first fraction is 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 12. Plus 2 times 4, 8. Over 12. I have that common denominator. Now that I have that common denominator, I add across the top. 9 plus 8 is 17. And I keep that bottom number the same. So my final solution is 17/12. Or I could turn that into a whole number and a fraction after it. 12 goes into 17 one time with 5 left over to give me 1 5/12. Multiplying and adding fractions is a lot easier. If I have 2/3 times 4/5, to multiply these fractions, I just multiply across the top. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 5 is 15. So 2/3 times 4/5 is 8/15. I look to see if I could reduce it. Is there any number that'll go into 8 and 15? There is not. So that is my reduced fraction right there. Dividing fractions, a little different. 2/3 divided by, say, 4/5. The way you divide fractions is you keep that first number the same. Then you multiply by the reciprocal. And what that means is you flip this thing over. So you got to take this, put it here, flipped over. So 5 over 4. 2/3 divided by 4/5 is the same thing as 2/3 times 5 over 4. I can multiply straight across the top now to get 10. Across the bottom, 12. There's my answer. Now I see if I can reduce it. 2 will go into here 5 times. 2 will go into here 6 times. So 10/12 is reduced to 5/6. I could have reduced earlier on before I multiplied. Any number that'll go into a top number and a bottom number. So I could have seen 2 could have gone into here once, into here twice. Then I multiply to get 5/6. Same answer, 2 different ways to do that problem. Okay, if you got any questions, just type them in. I think I'm doing this correctly. But I get a lot of questions on fractions. One other question I get too is ratios and proportions. A lot of word problems in arithmetic reasoning that say if I have 2 cups of flour and 3 cups of sugar, and I want to set that up as a proportion, I could say, whoops, out of focus here. Come back, camera. I could call that a ratio 2 to 3, or I could write it as 2 to 3, or I could use words 2 to 3. So this is written out as a sentence, 2 flour to 3 sugar. That's a ratio written 3 different ways. The other way, got a question finally. That you're going to see this, especially in arithmetic reasoning, is, well, what if I had 5 cups of sugar the way you set that up is 2 to 3. If I had 5 sugar, that would have to go down below. How many flour would I need for 5 sugar? So I'd set one ratio to another ratio proportion. Then I'd cross multiply. That times that is equal to that times that. So 3 times x is equal to 2 times 5. Solving for x, I divide both sides by 3. These cancel, gives me x by itself. 3 goes into 10 3 times with 1 left over. Okay, let me see here. What about for simplifying fractions 15 and 55? So I have a fraction 15 to 55. I am looking for numbers that go into both of those. Top number, numerator, bottom number, denominator. Well, 5 will go into 15 3 times. 5 will go into 55 11 times. So 15, 55 is the exact same thing as 3/11. They are equivalents. And you don't always have to get the largest number. Like if you add, say, 20 over 100 and you're looking for the reduced fraction, even if you only saw 2 goes into both of them, well, 2 goes into here 10 times, 2 goes into here 50 times. So 10 50ths, 20 100ths are equivalents. And now I could see that 10 goes into each one of those to give me 1/5. Oh, can you explain PEMDAS? That is really a key idea. PEMDAS is just a mnemonic device, a way to remember that you do parentheses first. After you've done all your parentheses, then you do exponents. And then you do multiplication, division from left to right. So it's not multiplication before division. You do them simultaneously from left to right. Then you do addition, subtraction from left to right. So if I had a problem like 5 plus 3 quantity squared times 2 plus 5. So if I had that problem right there, my order of operations is exponents after I do my parentheses. So I got to do my parentheses first. So I'm going to do what's inside these first. So I have 5 plus 2. 5 plus 3 is 8. So I've done my parentheses. Now I have to do that exponent. So I don't multiply and then do the exponent. I do just what that exponent's attached to. So 5 plus 2 times 8 squared. 8 times 8 is 64. Next, I do my multiplication or division left to right. So that's going to be this. So then 2 times 64 is 128 plus 5. And then now I finally do my addition, subtraction from left to right. 5 plus 128 is 133. And that's my final answer right there. So again, PEMDAS is just a way to remember order of operations. You always do what's inside the parentheses first, then the exponents, multiplication or division left to right. Once that's all done, then you do addition, subtraction from left to right. Okay. Hopefully this live stream's going pretty well and people could hear me okay. I think I got this mic set up correctly. I do another PEMDAS operation. There are two different math sections. Oops, sorry. Come back, camera. There are two different math sections on the ASVAB, one of which is arithmetic reasoning. Arithmetic reasoning is going to be much more word problems. So that's arithmetic reasoning. In those, there's going to be a lot of ratio problems, a lot of percentage, a lot of conversions. And then the other section is mathematical knowledge. And the math knowledge section is more like your traditional high school math. So this is going to be a word problem. And then this is going to be something more like if I have x to the 5th divided by x to the 7th, do you remember the rule that you have to subtract exponents? So if your bases are the same, you keep that base, and then you subtract 7 from 5 to get x minus 2. And then do you remember that a negative exponent is a positive exponent in the denominator? So this stuff is hard to figure out. It's really straight from math class. So even if you're really good at solving problems, it's really kind of traditional math. These problems are easier to figure out if you're really good at reading, decoding the words, creating a picture, and then solving a problem from that picture. But a lot of ratios right there. Math is always kind of the biggest one for your ASVAB score. It really has the biggest impact and probably the easiest one to improve. Well, I guess the two biggest things to really affect your score is English, reading comprehension, word knowledge, those kinds of things, and math. But the math one's a lot easier to improve your score on because, if you review a lot of this math knowledge, you could answer a lot of those problems that you might not have been able to answer. On the reading side of things, you just got to read a ton more, which is great. And I'd highly recommend you study the English side of things and really make a habit of reading articles and then answering questions on articles. And that'll really go a far way on it as well. A lot of the smaller tests, like mechanical comprehension, that's just really a lot of time spending a lot of time in a shop to get those ones right. So a good place to make the big advancements, though, is in math, both in arithmetic reasoning and math knowledge. All right, I think with that said, I feel like that went pretty well. Went over a little bit of what the ASVAB portions are, adding, subtracting fractions, multiplying fractions, some ratio problems. And I think, I think we'll call it there. I see right there that last comment from K Bands. Got a 55 on my paragraph part, but the math is what really messed me up. If what I'm doing right here is really hard to remember from back in the day, then I would go all the way back to a foundational course. And I have a foundational course. It's all free videos on my channel, Colfax Math. You could type in Foundations of Math course. And then I have a lot of videos as well that go over those basic math skills. Hopefully that'll help. It is time at the wheel. You guys spend a lot of time studying, watching videos, doing problems. The more problems you do, the better you're going to go on there. I wouldn't go crazy and say I'm going to study for 8 hours a day. I would just set aside a little bit of time every day, maybe a half hour, watch a video on a topic like exponents, say, and then do a bunch of problems on there and test yourself. So, all right, well, I appreciate you all supporting the channel. Wishing you all the best of luck on that exam. Put your time in early, study hard, and it'll pay dividends. Thanks. God bless you.